Hey love, welcome back to the channel. If you've been in a season of waiting and stretching and wondering when is it going to be your turn, this video is for you. Today I'm filming outside. It is just too nice not to, and we're going to be talking about 5 signs that God often shows us before he brings us into our breakthrough season, our winning season. Because let's be real, sometimes before God moves, it doesn't feel like we're winning. It quite literally feels like everything around us is falling apart. And I want to show you that it might actually just be falling into place. So grab your coffee or your journal if you're a note taker like me, and let's talk about what to look for when you're on the verge of something new and God-led. Sign number 1, things start shaking but not falling apart. So this is when everything around you just starts to feel a little bit off. You know, you used to love your job and now you're just so unsettled there. Friendships that used to be life-giving, now they just feel distant and strained. The rhythms and routines of life that just used to bring you peace, they're just feeling too small. And I know it may feel like disruption, but what if it's actually godly disruption? Hebrews 12:27 says that God allows the shaking so that only what cannot be shaken will remain. And so this is a good thing. He's not trying to break you, he's trying to position you. Sometimes the shaking is a shift that we need. Quick facts: studies show that change, even good change, triggers the same neurological response as danger. Isn't that wild? And so that's why new doors from God can still feel terrifying. But it doesn't mean stop, okay? It just means pay attention. God is moving. I remember quite a few years ago, I was training for a second career and I had a few jobs, and I was taking care of a woman that was dying. And it was such a privilege to care for her at that time. But I remember one night I was up at 3 a.m. in the morning as she slept, and I was just talking to the Lord, and I had this restlessness in my spirit, but it wasn't bad. Like, it was an exciting restlessness. Have you ever had that? Just knew my life was going to be changing, and this was right before I moved to a new city and right before I met my husband, and I just knew that my life was going to change. At this point that I was talking to the Lord at 3 a.m., I had sent in just a day or two before, sent my resume into a super unattainable job that I was not at all qualified for in another city a couple hours away. I had prayed about working at this place for years, and at 3 a.m. there I was, thanking the Lord for opening the doors, thanking the Lord for this change of life that I was praying for and waiting for and asking for years. I just knew it was coming to pass. And he blew me away, guys, with what he all orchestrated. Right away after that, I ended up getting the job, and then I was moving, and then I met my husband shortly after that. And so I hope this encourages you, because God is a God of suddenlies. And in an instant, it can change. I know what it's like to wait and wonder, when is it going to be my turn? And when am I going to get the breakthrough? And I'm going to say it again. God is a God of suddenlies. And in an instant, it can change. Take it from me. Sign number 2 is you start to lose your appetite for what once satisfied. Maybe you used to find comfort in certain habits, certain conversations, distractions, but now it just doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? Your usual scroll on social media just doesn't bring you joy anymore. And your old coping mechanisms, they just feel empty. Even dating just to see what happens doesn't feel right anymore. And I'm gonna tell you, that's not boredom, that's growth. God is refining your desires. That's what's happening. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." Not just the stuff you want, but he will form new desires in you, and it is awesome. It's this holy dissatisfaction that you'll feel, and it's often a sign that God is preparing you for something better. And number 3, you feel hidden, but you're not forgotten. So you might feel like everyone around you is getting opportunities, recognition, relationships, and you're just in the background going, hey God, do you see me? Hello. But listen, before every public elevation, there is a private preparation. And I'm going to say that again. Before every public elevation, there is a private preparation. Think of David before he defeated Goliath, or before he became king. He was just out there tending sheep. He wasn't seen by people, but he was fully seen by God, and that's what matters. Isaiah 49:2 says, he made me into a polished arrow and concealed me in his quiver. God hides what he's sharpening. And so please don't despise this in-between. Hidden seasons are holy ground. I'm telling you, it's where the roots go deep. Sign number 4 is God starts stretching you beyond what's comfortable. Suddenly you're being asked to forgive deeper, or to let go of control, or to step into rooms that you do not feel comfortable for, to speak up, or to set boundaries, or to trust them when there is no clear roadmap, not a flipping clue. And science backs this too. When muscles are stretched, there's actually little tears, little microscopic tears that are happening. And that is what enables the muscles to rebuild stronger. And it's the same with our spirit. Growth cannot happen without tension. Am I right? So that discomfort that you're feeling is what is building something in you that you're going to need for what's next. And so don't hate it. Sign number 5, God gives you a glimpse of what's coming. It might be a vision, or a stirring in your spirit, or a door that opens just a crack, or even a random conversation that just sparks this deep inner knowing. It's not the full picture yet, but it is enough to keep going. And this is often how God leads us, isn't it? Step by step, not spotlight to spotlight. Think about Abraham. God told him to go to a land that I will show you. He didn't get the destination, he got a direction. But that was enough for Abraham to move. Good on you, Abraham. Let's be like that. Pay attention to small confirmations, the little Holy Spirit nudges, Because God is not playing hide and seek with our purpose. He's never doing that. He is always, always leading us intentionally. So let me remind you of the 5 signs again. Number 1, things start shaking, but they're not falling apart. Number 2, you lose your appetite for what once satisfied. Number 3, you feel hidden, but not forgotten. Number 4, you're being stretched in new ways. And number 5, God gives you a glimpse of what's coming. And so I want to encourage you right now, if any of these 5 signs are resonating with you, you are closer to your winning season than you think. So don't give up. Don't shrink back. God is setting the stage behind the scenes right now. You just be faithful in the quiet. And if you're praying for breakthrough right now, just type "I'm ready" down in the comments so that I can pray for you this week. It would be my honor to do so. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And your winning season is already in motion, okay? I'm Daniella Shama Rose. Blessings and love.